Hello and welcome to week 8. So last week we were looking at cricket thinking and we had an activity about addressing your thoughts. Hopefully that went well. Let me know, and definitely let me know if you need any help around that, because as I say, that is a huge tool that can and will work for everyone. There's definitely a lot of work to be done around that for anyone who's obese, in my humble opinion. Right, week 8. So this week we're going to be looking at a theory called strokes. So we've been quite focused on CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy. So we're back to TA, transactional analysis, with strokes. Now this one, again, mightn't be a massive one for you, but this links in with everything that we've done so far. So I will link it back to everything for you just to show you. But again, a really key week nonetheless. So what am I talking about when I say strokes? So this is all about recognition. So touch is essential for human survival, all right? If babies are deprived of touch, they can fail to thrive, they can lose weight, and they can even die. If they don't get enough touches whenever they're very small babies, it can actually stunt their growth. And that is why Eric Byrne, the mastermind of transactional analysis, chose the word stroke, okay? So it's based on an infant's need for touching. And every person needs physical and psychological stimulation. So that is what this is about. This is about our need for recognition. Now, there are two big categories when we think of strokes. There's positive strokes and negative strokes, and these can be either conditional or unconditional. Now, our need for recognition leads us to strive for either positive, negative, or none at all. And I think that's a really key one. None at all is where I can most identify. I've touched on this a couple of weeks ago about at my heaviest weight, not wanting to go anywhere, not wanting to see people, wanting to be invisible. And I think if I look back on times when I did get to a healthy BMI, times, I say plural, it was once, when I did get to a healthy BMI, I missed the feeling of being invisible that obesity brought me. That's a whole other activity anyhow. But yes, this feeling of wanting to be invisible is a huge one. Okay, so do we, for fear of negative strokes, do we prefer to strive for invisibility and no strokes at all? So Byrne stated that unconditional strokes were related to who you are. Unconditional are about who you are, whereas the conditional ones are about what you do. All right, so examples then: unconditional positive strokes. I love you. You are wonderful. I like you. So all things about who you are, and they're not linked to any condition. That's unconditional positive strokes. And then the opposite of that is the unconditional negative strokes. I hate you. You're an idiot. I don't like you. Okay, so again, really personal attacks. And there is no need for unconditional negative strokes. That's so important. That is one area of our life that we can choose to not accept. Conditional positive strokes. You have lost weight and you look wonderful, or you've done a great job. Okay, so there's a bit of a condition on it, but it's still positive, still nice to hear. And then our conditional negative strokes. You look awful. You've lost too much weight. Okay, so negative, but there's a condition on it. It's not about you as a person, but it's about your appearance or something that you've done. Watch out. There's also another kind of stroke. I call it the sting in the tail. Have you ever had somebody say to you, oh, you look absolutely great, you've lost so much weight. You're not nearly as fat as you were before. Or, you looked awful when you were fat. So it starts so positively, and then there's a wee sting in the tail. Watch out for those too. So I think, our unconditional negatives, we want to manage those, manage how we deal with them, and also manage those who are dishing them out as well, and the sting in the tail as well. Just watch out for those too. So as I said, I can link all of this back to everything that we've done so far. Just the beauty of sort of CBT and TA, they do link in lovely, and I have been very, very careful about how I've placed all the activities together so that we're building every week. So we had started with obviously goal setting. I don't know that there's a huge amount on that, but immediate gratification then. So do you immediately gratify yourself if you're not getting the strokes that you need, or if you get a negative stroke and you don't speak up or defend yourself? Parent, adult, child. So did you get sufficient positive conditional strokes when you were a child? Are you going into critical parent because that's what you saw when you were young and your parents dished out a lot of negative strokes? Okay. The theory of change then. So in the informed pessimism stage, again, do you need positive strokes that you're not getting? Would that be a tool that would help you, to move forward out of that stage? Or are you giving yourself negative strokes that is sort of helping you to stay there or facilitating you staying there? Your inner critic, again, dishing out the negative unconditionals there, I can imagine. Head hunger then. So again, is there an occasion where you're, if you receive negative strokes, is that a case where you go, I'm starving, as a sort of a deflection method? Crooked thinking then. So again, are you taking an unnecessary amount of unconditional negative strokes that's led you to have sort of a repeated crooked thought that's being pretty destructive for you? Hopefully that all makes sense. The activity this week then, so as I say, this can be linked with our thoughts and our behaviour. So the activity this week is, I want you to have a think about the amount of strokes that you are receiving, all right? And there's various activities that you can do, such as, documenting your positive and negative strokes for the week. But I want you to think, are you getting enough positive strokes from others and also from yourself? That's really important too. Or do you need to ask for them? So again, I've touched on this. As obese people, we say, you don't understand, you don't give me what I need. It's okay to ask for them. In fact, it's probably the right thing to do. If that's what you need, ask for them. Am I living with unfair negative strokes from someone else or my inner critic? All right, have a big think about that. And how do I feel when I receive an unconditional negative stroke and accept it? All right. Now, I think we get a little bit deeper every week here, don't we? But have a good think about that. All right. And your quickfire question then this week is, if I were to give myself some positive recognition right now, would I be more likely to stick to my plan? And the answer will be yes. So do. Okay, give yourself that positive recognition. It's so important. And that's it for this week. Okay, have a fantastic week. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.